So sometimes I decide to change these around. I do that to try to mess you up, so just be careful. The observed ones I can just fill in. So I see 132 less than 130. 130 to 200, I see 219 of those. 101 have between 200 and 240. So how many is greater than 240? 48? Sure. All you got to do is see how many left out of 500, right? With 500 total people. You guys all right with that? So the observed column, you can always just write them down. You got it. What do I expect for less than 130? How do I get that? Well, what percentage do I expect? 20% of 500. Yeah. What's 20% of 500? 100. And then I expect 30% for the next level. 30% of 500 is 150. And then I've got 35%. 175. Is everybody with me? You guys see where that's coming from? So, how many do I expect to have less than 130? Out of any group, I expect 20%. Or my claim is that 20% of these people should have it. That should match the general distribution. So 20% of what in this case? 500. So where did I get that 100 from? I just took 20% of 500. 0.2 times 500. 0.3 times 500, and so forth. And then what's this one? 15% will be half of this one, so this should be 75. Right? I like it. So either, the two big possibilities for the expected column is either it's uniform, I expect it to be all the same, or it's some kind of a given distribution, which normally would be percentages. I expect this percent here, this percent there. Those are the two things that could happen to you. That's why I gave you two examples of both. One example. So let's see here. It would be 32 squared. What's 32 squared? 964? Damn. What is it?
1024.
1024. That's something in my foiling. What about, what is this going to be? 69 squared.
4,760.
Do it again.
4,760.
4,761. And then this is going to be 74 squared. Dude.
5,476.
Does everybody, let me stop right now. Does everybody see where those numbers are coming from? Let me know if not, because if you don't, at least 7 other people don't. You'd be a hero just for one day. And then this is going to be,
729.
yeah, because it'll be 27 squared. 729 sounds familiar. And then I finally just divide each of those by the expected. So this will be 10.24. You just divide by 100, right? And that, I don't know. That is divisible by 3. Can somebody do that one? What's 4761 divided by 150? What is it? 31.74? Okay. And 5476 divided by 101 has got to be like, whoa, what, which one? Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Divided by 175. Thank you. 31.29? And then 729 divided by 775. 9.72. And again, real quick. If I used my lists, I could put in here 132, 219, 101, 48, 48, and then I could put in there 100, 150, 175, 75, and then I could put in there L1 minus L2 is squared, bam. You guys could tell me kids. Right? So I just put these in the calculator, just make it, and then this last one's going to be L3 divided by the expected, which is in L2. So then I get all these. Bam. And then I can add those up. What is this? L4? Yeah. 82.991. That's what you guys did. Now, just on the surface, that's okay. Let me go back to this. The whole idea of this goodness of fit test is that 0 from this would mean you were exactly right. If it's not 0, you were wrong somewhere, or the distribution is different for some reason. But you have to be a certain amount different from 0 to be evidence that there really is a difference. In this case, it's because I only took a group of 500 people. I didn't include everybody. I didn't have a whole population. So that's the same reasoning with that hypothesis test. The sample's got to be so far away to be evidence of something. Okay, so we got to go back now. We got to figure out how the hell to use this chart. So let's recapture what I got up here. See what I call this chi-square critical? That's like the rejection region. You don't have to think about it in terms of hypothesis tests. That's just how far away from 0 I had to get on the first problem to show evidence that there was a difference. Now notice how the degrees of freedom are calculated here. It's not based on the fact that I had 42 M&Ms. It's the number of categories I've got. So the degrees of freedom are going to be how many categories I had minus 1. So we've got a degrees of freedom of 5. How many categories did I have? 6. Minus 1 is 5. I like it. Now, something kind of evil about this chart, besides the fact that it exists, is this is the area to the right of the critical value. So I want to be so far away. Here's my rejection region. What's alpha on that first problem? That first problem, yeah. 0.05. Alpha's 0.05. So I got alpha of 0.05. I got a degrees of freedom of 5. So if I look here, 0.05, degrees of freedom is 5. That's where I got 11.071 from. Right there. So it sort of feels like the t distribution. It's just for some reason we decided to make the way you read it completely different. If you remember the z-score chart, it was all about the area to the left of the score, and this is the area to the right. Okay. So for the second problem, what's the degrees of freedom in the second problem? Yeah, because there's 4 categories. Minus 1, so I got 3 degrees of freedom. Alpha is 0.01. So what's my critical chi-square? How far away from 0 do I have to be to show evidence that there's a difference? Alpha 0.01, degrees of freedom 3. $11.345. I like it. Did we get that far away?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, we killed that thing. So this is kind of relative to, I don't remember exactly what decade it was when everybody's like, Mediterranean diet, let's all drink olive oil. That sounds disgusting. But basically that's almost what happened. Nowadays it's apple cider vinegar or something stupid. Sorry. Or, puff cinnamon and they do that shit. I don't know what the hell you people are doing. But this is a little tiny island. We've shown really strong evidence that their cholesterol levels do not follow, and in fact, not just don't follow, but are better. Right? I can see from this that I found evidence that they're different, but then I can look back and see how are they different. Well, there's a lot more at the lower level, and there's a lot less at the upper levels. Then I want to go in and start doing some more detailed analysis. Well, what is it? Is it something in the water? Is there something that they're eating that's different? Is there something they do differently? Do they exercise more? Do they not have cars? Are they walking everywhere? Are they up and down mountains? You guys kind of with me? So again, this is a surface level analysis that says, holy shit, let's go take a look. And then try to sell it to Americans. Write a book and sell it. Get as much money as I can before they find out that it's all bullshit. You have to actually live there. But oh. It's simple, judges. Alright, maybe. Alright. Last thing I want to say, and then we'll head out. Oh, I actually kept you like the full time for once. Somebody help me out. I want to point this out. This again, this is next to what you've got to really worry about. In fact, I won't even record this. So.